Walt Disney's Telling Time with Donald. Hours, Activity 1 for the TRS-80 color computer.
Walt Disney Personal Computer Software presents Telling Time with Donald. Telling Time, Hours. One winter day, a little cuckoo bird from the village of Snowville decided to explore the mountains surrounding her home. After she had flown for quite a long time, the cuckoo spotted a peaceful-looking village she had never seen before.
Cuckoo, I think I'll go down and visit.
But the village of Mountain View was not very peaceful on this day. In fact, there was a meeting taking place, and Mayor Mickey was listening to the complaints of the villagers. The owner of Mountain View's biggest business, a mitten factory, spoke first.
Mr. Mayor, it's very hard for us to get enough mittens made each winter because the workers never know when to come to work.
Not only that, but it's very hard for me to teach the children of Mountain View because they don't come to school at the same time each day.
And we all have trouble doing our shopping because we never know when the village store is going to be open.
After the meeting, Mayor Mickey was very worried. How was he going to solve these problems?
Gee, Uncle Mickey, I wish we could help. Cuckoo, you folks sure have some problems, but I think I know a way to help you. You do? Cuckoo, yes, follow me.
So Morty and Ferdy followed the cuckoo to a clearing where the snow was fresh and smooth.
Cuckoo, cuckoo. What you folks need is a clock. Clocks are very useful things because they help you remember when certain things are supposed to happen. Like when school starts each day or when the village shops open. We could sure use one of those clocks in Mountain View. Say, what are those numbers for? Clocks have 12 numbers all in a circle, and each number is the name of an hour.
What does each number on the clock stand for?
Oh, I see. But what are those sticks for? Besides numbers, clocks also have hands. We call the long one the big hand. the short one, the little hand. The hands show you what time it is.
I see. A clock has a big hand and a little hand.
What do the hands on the clock show you?
This is great. We could really help Uncle Mickey if we could get a clock for the town. Where can we get one, Cuckoo?
So the cuckoo bird told Morty and Ferdy about her home in Snowville and about the clockmaker there who made clocks for the town.
Gee, Cuckoo, could you show us the way to Snowville? Maybe the clockmaker could make clocks for us, too.
Cuckoo, certainly. Come on, let's go.
Morty and Ferdy followed the cuckoo across the mountains and valleys to her home in Snowville. And when they arrived, they saw a most wonderful sight.
Wow, look at all the clocks.
Yes, there are a lot of them. But you know, they all work in the same way, helping us to tell time. Do you know how to tell time?
Well, no, sir, we don't. But we were hoping you could teach us.
Why, certainly. Telling time is a very important thing to be able to do.
What do clocks help us do?
To begin with, the little hand on the clock tells us which hour it is. Right now, the little hand is pointing to the 1. And as you see, the big hand is pointing straight up at the 12. That means the hour is just beginning.
Oh, I get it. Since the little hand is pointing to the 1, we know the hour 1 is just beginning, right?
That's right. And when the clock looks like this, we say it is 1 o'clock. O'clock means of the clock.
When the big hand is pointing straight up at the 12, what does it mean? The clockmaker then showed the boys how the hands move. When the big hand had moved all the way around the circle and back to 12, an hour had passed, and it was time for another hour to begin.
Hey, look at that. The little hand used to be on the 1, and now it's on the 2. I didn't even see it move.
Yes, the little hand moves very slowly, Morty. It takes a whole hour for it to move from one number to the next number. Do you know what time it is now?
What time is it now?
Well, the little hand is pointing to 2, and the big hand is pointing up to the 12. So it must be 2 o'clock.
Very good, Ferdy. You're right.
The boys were doing so well at telling time that the clockmaker agreed to show them one more hour. He moved the big hand all the way around the clock until it arrived at the number 12 again.
Okay, boys, what time is it now?
What time is it now?
That's easy. The little hand is pointing to the 3, and the big hand is pointing to the 12. So it must be 3 o'clock.
Yeah, right again.
After Morty and Ferdy had practiced telling time for a while, they told the clockmaker about the problems they were having in Mountain View.
Then our friend the cuckoo told us about clocks, and that's why we came to see you.
We thought maybe you could make clocks for our town, too. Then the people of Mountain View would always know what time it is.
Well, boys, that's a pretty big order. I wish I could help you, but I don't think I can.
Why not?
The clockmaker explained that when it was cold in Snowville, as it often was, he had to stop work because his hands got very cold.
It's all I can do to make enough clocks for this village. If only I could find a way to keep my hands warm.
The clockmaker did give Morty and Ferdy one clock, though, to take back to Mountain View as a gift.
Goodbye, Mr. Clockmaker. Goodbye, Cuckoo. Thank you for the clock.
Goodbye, boys.
Goodbye.
But right after the boys had left,
Cuckoo, cuckoo, I have an idea. I think that the people of Mountain View just might be able to solve our problem, too. Come on.
back in Mountain View, Mayor Mickey presented the clock to the villagers, and Morty and Ferdy explained to them how to read the hands. What time is shown on the clock?
You see, when the big hand points up to the 12, an hour is just beginning.
And the little hand tells you which hour it is.
Right now, since the little hand is pointing to the 5, it is 5 o'clock.
Now watch this. As the hour passes, the big hand moves around the clock in a circle until it comes back to the 12.
And as you see, it took 1 hour for the little hand to move to the next number, 6. Can anybody tell what time it is now?
What time does the clock show?
Well, since the little hand is pointing to the 6, and the big hand is pointing up at the 12, it must be 6 o'clock.
That's right.
The villagers were very excited about the clock, so Morty and Ferdy decided to show them one more hour.
Now I'll move the big hand around the clock again until it comes back to the 12. What time is it now?
What time does the clock show?
Why, it must be 7 o'clock.
That's right.
This clock is a very wonderful thing, Mayor Mickey. But we only have one. How are all the people in the town going to share it?
Just then, the little cuckoo bird flew into the hall, followed by the clockmaker.
Cuckoo! Mr. Clockmaker!
Hello, Morty. Hello, Mr. Mayor. I've come to ask for your help.
But how can we help you?
My little friend Cuckoo here tells me that you folks make something called mittens that keep your hands warm.
That's true.
Well, what we need in Snowville is warm hands, and what you need in Mountain View is clocks. So, if you'll make mittens for our village, we'll be able to make clocks for yours.
What a terrific idea.
Hooray for the clockmaker!
Hold on a minute. It wasn't me who solved this problem. It was the cuckoo bird. She's the one we should thank.
Hooray for the cuckoo! Hooray!
Then the clockmaker had a wonderful idea. He decided to build a beautiful clock in the center of each village to honor the cuckoo bird. And to this day, the people of Snowville and Mountain View think of the cuckoo and the clockmaker every time the hour changes.
Cuckoo! And that's a pretty good way to tell the time, don't you think? Cuckoo! Cuckoo! Cuckoo!